What is up, everybody? Welcome to Fresh Take. Vicky, how are you?
I am good. What's going on? Happy Easter Sunday, everybody.
Yep, happy Easter to everybody out there that's probably going to be watching this after the fact. So, happy Easter. Moon Knight episode 3. You guys know how we do this. So, we got Moon Knight episode 3, Halo episode 4. We're going to tackle Moon Knight first. The friendly type. You want to start this one off?
Um, yeah. So, wait. I'm trying to think like how there was so much that happened at the end that was like so like heavy. I'm like trying to think. I'm like, how did the beginning even start? Like, I don't even remember because of all the stuff that happened at the end.
Okay, well, let me start you right quick. So,
because I was like, wait, how did it I was like, I remember all the bad that went at the end, but I don't remember the beginning. I mean, a middle to the end is what I remember.
Gotcha. Okay, so it pretty much picks up right where episode 2 leaves off, like with Mark being in Cairo. So Mark is trying to hunt down clues to where Harrow is.
But, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Mark was like, Steven, did you do that? Steven was like, no. Did you do that? No. And it's like all the Spider-Mans pointing at each other.
It's like it's funny. It's the situation of, if you remember the first episode, it's this in reverse, but it's happening to Mark, and Steven ain't the one doing it. And what's happening is it's way more vicious than what Mark was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Third personality confirmed. I just don't know which one they're going with.
Yeah, but that's fun. I was like, that's a great way for them to introduce it without overwhelming us.
Yes.
Yes. It could just be this third entity that we don't know, but we know it's there. Somebody taking the driver's seat. Can they Mark or Steven?
That's the other thing too that's weird though. I always thought that Mark knew all of the different personalities, but I'm guessing in this adaptation they're saying he doesn't. Like, he knows about Steven, but he doesn't know about the other ones. So that's kind of interesting to me, at least. Just knowing what little bit I do know about the character. I just don't know, like, okay, shouldn't he know who this is? You would think, or Khonshu or somebody should know who this is.
Yeah, like, yo, who that? That's your man? It was like, Harper, who this woman? Like,
yeah, basically. It's basically one of those situations. And I like how they're using them. Like, Steven is clearly the comic relief. Mark is the more, straight man in the whole situation. And Oscar Isaac, once again, he's killing it. He's killing it playing off both of them.
Yeah.
He's doing a very good job playing off both of them. This episode, we get a little bit of Layla's backstory, a little bit. Because she was hanging out with a forger at the beginning of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, Layla is not innocent, and she has lived a life, y'all.
Yeah. Once again, though, it begs the question: why in the world so basically Khonshu wanted her instead of Mark, and I'm guessing Khonshu wanted her because he knew Mark had them split personalities. He knew that was going to be a problem.
Yeah. But I guess when Mark got, injured, it was easier to make the deal with him in that moment.
And let me ask you something. Would it just be easier if he just tell the truth to Layla? Just be like, look, this is what happened, and I'm keeping this from happening to you.
Yeah. Because I mean, she sees him call the suit. She sees that he's basically like, superhuman, blah, blah, blah. So it's not like you're hiding the superhero or anti-hero or whatever hero, whatever. It's not like he's hiding it from her. So she knows it exists. So, and the fact that she's really, really, really cool with the fact that, like, hello, she's like, call Steven. We need Steven. So she's already... The girl has lived a life because she just rolling with the fact that you calling up a superhero suit, talking to whatever in the distance, stuff you fighting stuff that she can't see, and you got another personality in you. And more than likely, she probably saw a third or fourth or fifth one at some point in time, and she just didn't say nothing. She just rolled with it. So it seems like she just be rolling with stuff. You already wifed her. You need to keep her. That's the one. Talk about ride or die. That's the one.
Yeah. I mean, and the way they're doing it, she's not annoying. Mm-mm. Most times the characters like this, Hollywood writes them completely wrong. Mm-hmm. They really do. Then this one is like perfect.
She's rolling. She's like, she's not asking a lot of questions. We ain't got time to ask questions. Hold on, come on, let's just go.
I got to keep this away from that crazy psycho cult leader. So let's go with it.
Yeah, fine. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't understand, and hopefully they'll explain it in the next couple of episodes. We only got 3 episodes left. Like, bro, you really need to explain why you keep trying to hide stuff from her, because clearly she cares for you. Clearly, she's cool with rolling with it, but you just got to be upfront. Where Steven is pretty much upfront with her. Mark just ain't, and I'm not getting why Mark just don't be like, look, I have to do this because if I don't, he's gonna take you.
Yeah, like I'm doing this because he constantly threatens me with your life. So that's just what it is. And and then she'll be like, all right. And then she'll probably work with you to figure it out. Like, all right, well, let's figure this out.
Yeah. Now, this episode does bring in and actually kind of explains what's happening with the gods. Now, in the Marvel universe, the gods, little g, are like from the pantheons, from the Asgard, from the Norse, from Egyptian, from even
it's a mixture of all of them.
Yeah, it's a mixture of all of them, but they're celestial beings. Basically, they're not supposed to get involved in stuff unless it's like ridiculous stuff that it ain't time for this certain thing to happen. Yeah. So this episode actually does a very good job of explaining why they didn't show up during the Thanos event, why they didn't stop, Ultron, why they did, because they ain't supposed to. Mm-hmm. And I like the way that they showed it. Like, basically, they can't come on Earth, so they have to inhabit an avatar to do it. So for them to interact with our plane, they have to actually have an avatar type individual, basically possess somebody to do it. I like the way that scene rolled out too, by the way, because it wasn't all of them. It was only like 5 of them. So all of them didn't show up.
Yeah.
Even though it's supposed to be 9. All of them didn't show up. So I like how they did it. What did you think about that scene?
I like that. I like that they were like, okay, well, like, let's call Judgment. Let's call them forth. Like, all right. So, like, everybody hopped in their little bodies, sat on their little thrones in front of their little idols. And they're like, all right, let's go. But, like, if that wasn't the most backwards court 1930s black man accused and not being believed, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just so my man says, nah, I'm not doing it. Oh, well, he's not doing it. Are you serious? Are you serious? He just says, no, he's crazy. And then he's like, well, he's crazy. Oh, okay. Like, you ain't gonna investigate? Like, no, I'm just walking around the sand. Are you serious? Who? Even if you think my man's crazy or not, you should still investigate. There was no investigation. There was no put your hand on this, or if you lie, you're gonna get zapped down type of thing happening. It was just, no, I'm not doing it. Okay. Was he gonna say he was?
Like, yeah. But I also think that the way the other guys were acting, they don't like Khonshu anyway.
Yeah.
So
no, they don't like him anyway. But that if he was the Ray's own girl, it's gonna be all bad. Yeah. So if you don't like him, like you like that, I understand. Like a lot of people are like that, and I guess celestial beings are like that. Like, well, I don't like you, so I ain't listen to nothing you say. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah. I'm like, clearly she's finna get raised because y'all being dumb.
And it almost feels like it felt like a setup. Like they knew that that's what he was doing this whole time, and he was like working with them.
Yeah, it got to be something else going on with that, because only one of the avatars actually helped him.
Yeah, and it felt like she was like, I'm not supposed to, like, this is in secret. I'm supposed to go with what everybody else is doing. Like, it felt like she knew what was going on, but her hands were tied and she couldn't go against it.
Basically. That's which led to an interesting part of the episode where they got to go find this black market dude to find the sarcophagus of another person. That whole situation, it was weird, because this is where you find out that Mark, for some reason, just will not tell Layla the truth. And at that point, that's why I was just like, okay, this is the part of the story where they're kind of pissing me off a little bit, because I'm like, at this point, you should just be upfront with it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Like, it'll be different if she was acting different, but she's not acting different. She's like, just tell me. And like, bruh, just tell her. I don't see what's the big deal about telling her, because they haven't said like, oh, if he tells her, Khonshu's going to take over immediately. They ain't say nothing like that. They just, Khonshu just been threatening them like, look, if you don't do what I say, I'm just going to take her.
Yeah.
Then tell her that. Like, that's what I got to do what this dude say. But we go see the black market dealer, who looks like a cliche black market dealer walking around at night in a bathrobe for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Surrounded by guards with guns. 2 of them are black, women bald-headed for no reason. Cliche. Who cares at this point? But this is where Steven, they should have just used Steven for the whole time. Steven would have played this better than Mark, because Mark was trying to be mercenary badass, and Steven was like,
yeah, Steven
would have been, I can read it.
Yeah, Steven would have been like the geeked out, like, oh my gosh, I gotta see this. It's so cool. Like, he would have been the geeked out historian, which is what we needed at that moment.
Yeah, but he wound up having to do it anyway because Mark couldn't read it.
Exactly.
I'm like, dude, you can't read this stuff. Y'all gotta work together. So just work together.
Exactly. Like, why are you like? Come on, bro.
Like, you supposed to be smart. You supposed to be smart.
Yeah.
All right. You can't be this stupid as a mercenary. You supposed to be. You're not Deadpool. Deadpool can get away with that. You can't. So be smart. Use the guy that actually knows what that can read this stuff, because you know you can't. And you wind up having to do it anyway. So of course Harrow shows up. Which, does he have a teleporter with him or something? Because I'm like, how you getting from here to there that fast? You got a mutant with you? You ain't telling nobody about?
No, it don't make no sense. He could be anywhere at any point in time.
I'm like, is Nightcrawler rolling with you? You got one of the X-Men with you, man?
Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
So he shows up, gives the black market dude the whole spiel. Of course, this turns into an action sequence. I actually enjoyed this one.
Oh yeah,
of 2 things. One, Mark goes full on Moon Knight, and Steven doesn't want him to kill anybody, so the Mr. Knight thing takes over, where he has the suit on, starts getting stabbed, and he tells him to take it back over. Like, bro, y'all got to say, you're gonna heal. So I'm guessing he feels getting stabbed, and he don't like. Like, dude, you're gonna heal. You're not gonna die.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, and you're not fighting hellhounds. You're fighting regular people. You'll be able to handle this. But yeah, I thought that was funny. But yeah, the fight scenes were actually pretty good. I got to give them that. The fight scenes were done. I never have an issue with the fight scenes on these MCU Disney shows. They're all choreographed really well. But we find out that Harrow once again burns the sarcophagus. Now you're stuck trying to find the grave site or where they hid it. Mm-hmm. And this actually leads to probably one of the best looking CG scenes I've seen in a long time. Because of course you had to pull Steven back out so he can actually fit the puzzle together.
Which so they were able to get the scraps. And they're like, just grab what we can and we'll try to figure it out. And they're like, okay, it's a map of the stars, because obviously that's what you use. You ain't had Google Maps back then.
Yeah, you did.
And they were like, well, wait, we need the stars based on that night that it happened. And they were like,
and thankfully Khonshu remembers every night. Yeah. So he
is I was gonna say celestial because he's the moon god. So
yeah. Now, what did you think about that scene? Because that scene was just striking to me.
No, that was awesome because it was like it humanized the god. He was like, this needs to be done. I remember every night, and I'm going to turn it back. And he literally turns back the stars. It's like whoosh, whoosh, like wild, crazy. Like, could you imagine, like, you just sitting here, playing your little video game.
And you look up.
Wait. And then all of a sudden, the sky starts changing. You're like, wait. So that was happening all across the world. I thought that was really cool. So finally, it got back to that night, what the stars looked like. And he had to work with Mark because he wasn't strong enough by himself. Like, he would need other guys to help him, but he didn't have anybody else because nobody else was going to do that because he interfering on that level. So he was like, it had to work through Steven. It wasn't Mark in charge of the body at that time. Steven. And they're like, okay, just do what I do. And he's like, wax on, wax off. And he was just like turning it back. But he knew that he was basically sacrificing himself because he knew doing that, he was going to end up in stone and they were going to encase him again or whatever. And they're like, he's like, as he was dying, he was like, please just tell Mark to get me back, to bring me back.
So that whole sequence, and thank goodness for Google Earth and tablets, because they would have been screwed if they didn't have Google Earth to find it. But they found out where she is, but now the problem is Khonshu is encased in stone.
Yeah. So there's no Moon Knight powers.
Yeah. Which means you can't just go run in there because
you'll get shot.
You're gonna die. Yeah. Now you will die if you go running in there. And as we've seen, Harrow has no problem killing people.
Nope, none at all.
None whatsoever. Overall, outside of that whole stuff with Mark not telling Layla the truth at this point in the game, solid episode. I just think they need to either cut that whole thing or just have him tell the truth in the next episode or something, because we don't need to keep going back with cliched drama, because that's a cliche drama. You don't even need, like, bring out the third personality if you ain't got no ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because clearly you set it up, because when Mark was blacking out, that wasn't Steven. We know it wasn't Steven because Steven don't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
He would have got beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Bring out a third one. So if you're gonna do it, but overall, I liked it. What about you?
Yeah, overall, it was a very well done episode. It's very good. I enjoyed all of it.
Yeah. Please make sure you watch Moon Knight, because, like I said, if this is gonna lead us into Moon Knight Suns, I'm very interested in seeing what they're gonna do with Moon Knight Suns. Not Moon Knight, Midnight Suns. What am I talking about? Midnight Suns.
I was like, Moon Knight Suns?
Yeah. I'm gonna be very interested in how they do that, because they're doing a good job of setting up like the paranormal stuff, which is one of the things that I was actually worried about, like how you're gonna do it. But the way they're doing it, the way they're playing with the camera and all that, I think it's gonna work.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's gonna work. I think they're taking their time and they're like, let's think it out. Like, and they're thinking it through. They're not what we're doing today, but how's this going to look 5 years from now? How's it going to look 10 years from now? Like, I enjoy that Marvel has like a 25-year plan. for stuff. Like it ain't just today. Yeah. No. We're not making this and this is it. And then we'll plan for the next thing. Like I would love to see what their storyboards look like. Like that.
You mean story walls?
Like it's probably each thing is like it's a whole just one room. Like this is the Avenger story right here. Okay. Like this is this floor. Now we go to the next floor. This is and it can literally keep like building on it. Like, all right, like
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised, to be honest, because that's the best way to do it. Like you see, it works.
Yeah,
because you have people in theaters going every time y'all drop the movie. We're there. Like I got to get to the next chapter. This soap opera.
And then versus now, Ben Affleck's coming back, and Robert Pattinson is out. I was like, wait. So now we've had 45 Batmans within a 10-year period or 20-year period.
And they still don't know what they're going to do about Flash because your boy acting up.
I know. The homeboy's out. He's out.
Yeah, and then the Aquaman situation, I'm like, God, y'all can't catch a break, man.
Yeah, I was like, cut the chick out. You got to cut her out.
Yeah. At this point, I would not be surprised. I would be like, look, just scrap the whole thing. Just start anew.
Yeah, like
just scrap the whole thing because this ain't working.
She's too problem. Like, no, you gotta cut her out
and do a better background check on people. Jeez,
like you can't. We're trying to keep pushing forward with that Aquaman. I understand, but you gotta get rid of her.
Yeah, at this point,
it's like I love Aquaman. I love Jason Momoa. I was like, but I don't think I'm going to watch the movie. And I usually don't put a stance on stuff.
Yeah, but
I think in this instance,
I can't help her get paid. I can't help her get paid.
I can't help her get paid.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I'll wait for it to show up on HBO Max or whatever.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to the theater for it. I'm not paying for it. Mm-hmm. I can't support that.
No, not in the slightest. All righty, Halo Episode 4, Homecoming, not to be confused with Spider-Man Homecoming. So, and I got a small thing to say. I apologize. Last week, Spartan 125, I said her name wrong. Her name is Kai. They go through and show each of the Spartans because they do a flashback episode. I love the flashbacks in this. They do a flashback at the beginning of this where they show them in boot camp, basically. And quick question: are they trying to make me hate Dr. Halsey? They're doing a bang up job if they are.
Listen. Okay, you know what? Like, all right, episode blah blah blah. No, I'm jumping straight to my part. She killed my man's pig. Ivan. She killed Ivan the pig.
Yep.
Yo, I was done. I knew she had kidnapped these kids. I know she did some horrible things. I know she made a whatever of herself and then stabbed it in the eye and killed it. I know that she's doing like all these wild things. I know that her and her daughter have the most messed up relationship to the point that her daughter doesn't even refer to her as mom. She's just Dr. Halsey. I know, but when the Spartan homegirl was telling the story, like, oh, we all had pets. I was like, really? Like, yeah, but then we had to play war games. And if you lost, you had to kill your pet yourself. And homeboy was like, my pig, Ivan, and I never lost. I was like, oh, you never lost. Dr. Halsey killed the pig herself. What? No. Her daughter was like, I knew my mom was messed up. I did not realize how
that bad.
And it's starting to click for the daughter, like, because what's the blonde? What's her name?
Kai
was just talking to her. Obviously, Kai took out the pellet thingy because she saw Master Chief. She's like, I'm gonna do what he does. So she took it out. So already she's starting to have her emotions and things. She's starting to have more opinions and all that type of stuff. But her daughter just talking to Kai more was like, you are human. And Kai says, like, you just see us as robots. And it's like, it's still a human. It's not a droid yet. Yeah. It's still a human. At some point in time, you know, like, so like her daughter's starting to be like, wait, what? So I like that her daughter's not as
I still don't like her though.
Her daughter's very whatever.
Yeah, she's not very likable.
She's not very likable, but then it's like I see her mom. So
yeah.
But I see like that relationship between her and Kai making her more likable because she's going to start to realize, one, it's not Spartan's fault. Two, your mom is batshit crazy. Yeah. So like you need to get it together, sis.
So do you think the other Spartans are going to take their chips out too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know.
I actually like seeing them with emotions because they're actually kind of funny. Even Master Chief is kind of funny now that he has it out.
Yeah,
exactly. I know he's not trying to be, but it is.
Exactly, because like I don't think they'll ever be human.
Yeah, they can't be.
It's been too long. It can't be. But I see the next person probably taking their chip out being the black dude.
Yeah.
Feels like it'll be the black dude. I think the redhead chick will be the last one, and she'll probably be the one that's going to cause drama and problems
until she get it out
against them because they took it out. You know, like I can see her being the one with the problems.
Gotcha.
But I see the black dude taking it out next, and then her.
Even though
putting her down and taking it out. I don't know.
Even though the black dude he still has the best facial expressions.
Yeah.
He do.
I can't get past Ivan the pig. I'm done. Yeah. I was done.
But here's just like last week. So, okay, and forgive me, but her husband is so dead by the end of the season, dude, because he's a good dude. I'm like, dude, you dead.
It's
like, how do you put up with this?
I don't understand.
So the daughter and the mother both they both like him. They can't stand each other. Mama is clearly crazy. Clearly. Daughter is just pissed off because Mama didn't love her because Mama, for some reason.
She doesn't have, okay, let me take away that she's not crazy. She has no ethical and moral compass. None.
AKA.
She is so scientific and logic focused that the humanistic moral part of her is not there. She's like, in the pursuit of science, everything is basically expandable. If I can learn more, we can do more. And if I have to destroy everything to get there, then that's what I need to do because it's science. So it's like the people who are like, oh, I need to experiment to see how does, radioactive uranium mess with the body. Well, I gotta put people around it. I gotta see, like that's wrong. But to them it wasn't because it's science. We gotta do it. Well, so I don't think she's crazy. I think
she doesn't like her. She is very unlikable though.
Yeah, she is. Because she's like, well, I'm teaching them. I'm like, well, yeah, you're teaching them all right, but
because that's one of the main things of this episode. This episode, you're not going to get any Covenant, so keep that in mind. This is a full-on human episode. So one of the things, just like last week, we're heading toward, I can't say the name of this planet, but they're going to Chief's world that he lived on with his parents.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see Chief start to remember stuff, and I think he was gonna start remembering stuff anyway because of him touching that relic.
Yeah,
was actually opening up his mind before he took the pellet out. The only thing he did when he took that chip out was basically now he's getting the emotional feedback on top of it. Like, hold on, you did what? How did I know you? Because there is the only thing that I liked with the HUD this week was the fact that it allowed Cortana to recreate and remap out how his house looked from his memories. and he starts going through it. And I love that scene, the sequence of how they did it, because it was clever use of how they did the CGI with him seeing his younger self and his younger self doing things. And I love the way they did that, where they married that up.
Very well done. It was the perfect use of like CGI and then like real world and like back and forth. No, it was very seamless, very well done.
And then we see a young Halsey there. So he's like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Here's my question: how old is Halsey? Because she don't look that young back then.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And then John looks like 45. So how old is Master Chief supposed to be?
Well, he's supposed to be like in his I think in the time, because the only thing I have is the games to go off of. He's supposed to look like his mid-30s.
Okay.
But that stuff they did to him, you can't really take that into account.
Yeah. So
and in the games, she's older. Halsey is older. She's like in her 60s.
Yeah.
By the time the games roll around.
Yeah. Because I guess because she don't look like she aged much. That's what I guess.
All it looked like she did was she went to the stylist and got a haircut.
Yeah.
And
so who knows what else she'd be doing up in her little lab.
And remember, she wasn't supposed to flash on nobody, and she did it anyway. So
yeah. So I was like, are you the original Halsey, or is the original Halsey chilling over here controlling things, and this is just another Halsey body?
Basically, we probably won't know that. So yeah, that part was interesting. The whole part where he found another relic and he knew where it was, and she just gets happy, and I'm just in there like, okay, clearly you shouldn't trust her or her assistant. Her assistant's creepy as hell.
Yo,
that dude's creepy.
Yeah. Ain't no way I want. Don't be around me.
Yeah, that dude's just creepy. And that's how that storyline went. I liked that storyline this week. The stuff with Master Chief and the stuff with the Spartans is good. Here's the stuff that I didn't like, and here's where it goes bad. Quan. I don't care. I don't care about Quan. I don't care about Madrigal. I don't care.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm guessing this is all filler stuff. I'm like, where are we going with this? I guess that's where we're going with it. There was a lot. They did a whole bunch for us just to get to her to be in the desert to go talk to the Mystics to find out what her family was destined to do. I'm sure it probably has something to do with the Covenant and all that type of stuff, and that they were supposed to be there on that planet to protect that particular relic. That's what her family was supposed to be doing, and got a little sidetracked, forgotten over the years, and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So I'm sure that's probably what it is. But like, we went through a lot of hoops, loops, and turns to get to that point. So that's the whole point of Quan, is that she was supposed to be, her family was supposed to do something on that planet, and probably is going to be protecting that relic or have something to do with that relic or whatever. Her family was in the know from the beginning.
Okay. Well, that's just the problem, because like there's nothing really interesting happening. Like, and that governor dude they brought there, while he's playing the snarky villain well, I just don't care.
Yeah, it's not.
There's nothing compelling with it. I don't care.
Yeah, I know, like, it's fine because I know what they're trying to get us to. I mean, thankfully, she's now in the desert. We're getting to the Mystics.
Yeah,
and it should be interesting. Like, what are the Mystics? Who are the Mystics? You know,
yeah, we'll see.
Like, what are they? Because obviously, if you got the Covenant, then you must have other alien things out there. So they might not even be human. Because there was this totally sidebar. There was this TikTok of the different planets come together to hang out, have like a little drinking night. And, Saturn came in and Jupiter and everybody rolling in, right? And then in comes Earth, and Earth brought the moon with her. Okay. And it was like, oh, we were allowed to bring moons. I would have brought my moons. And it was like, well, no, she has to come with me because she keeps me balanced. If I don't have her, I go through some things. And so they started like going off on Earth, like, oh, that's why you got human roaches. I was like, oh no. So that's what it feels like when I see the humans all over these different planets. I'm like, ooh, they got roaches everywhere. And Mars is like, keep your roaches over by you. I don't want them roaches on me.
Well, to be fair, that's pretty much what the Covenant thinks.
And yeah, the moon was like, that's a lie. I ain't never had them roaches. They lying. Them roaches ain't never been over here by me. They stay on their own Earth. Right. Sorry. So that's why I was just thinking about like, where's like the other non-violent aliens?
Well,
I mean, obviously
they were probably trying to just establish like the Covenant and how they are first, because they haven't even shown all the aliens in the Covenant. It's way more than just the Sangheili, which are the elites. It's way more than that. It's the brutes, the grunts. There's way more. Yeah. So I mean, that's why I don't think we're going to see that till probably the end of the season when they actually find the ring.
Unless the Mystics aren't human.
Yeah, unless they aren't human. Yeah. Now the only good thing that I actually liked about the stuff with Quan was Bokeem Woodbine. He was good, but everything else, it was just like she's making dumb move after dumb move. She clearly can't defend herself. She's naive to the point of you're gonna get killed if you don't have anybody watching your back.
You'll get Soren killed being dumb.
Being that, then come to find out her family don't have any money at all.
Because her dad wasted it all away.
Yeah.
So she's like, what, 15, 16? So like,
Yeah.
That's how, she's young and dumb.
Yeah.
And she lives a very sheltered life.
Very sheltered. So that's why I just, that stuff has been the weakest stuff to me ever since like episode 2.
Yeah.
It's just been the weakest. Like, I'm like,
to me, it hasn't been weak or anything. I just think it probably was a little more drawn out than what it needed to be to get us to where they're trying to lead us.
Well, I mean, weak in terms of compared to everything else, story-wise. Yeah. Compared to everything else, story-wise, it's just it's that point where it's just like I hate to be like this. I don't care.
Yeah, but because they were setting it all up, like you have to like hold on, wait a minute. That's like the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. You're like, a lot of people are like, what is this? This is stupid. I don't want to watch this. Like, hold on. We just got to get you there. Like, you guys already know Master Chief stuff. You know this stuff. We're trying to set you up over here on this part so you can bring it together. Just bear with us.
I'm bearing.
We got to get you there. And now we're on our way, okay?
Because they're making it seem like the magical stuff is going to be like it's going to come to a head.
Yeah.
Because we know old girl from the Covenant is headed that way too.
Yeah. So there's something on there more than just what the relic did.
Yeah.
Just that one piece of the relic. There's something more.
There's something else there.
Or if it's a particular location, like there's something very important about that planet or whatever.
Which actually brings to mind, like, so at the end of the episode, when Chief actually goes to the one that he found all those years ago, it actually was sitting in some kind of chamber. So I'm wondering if there's another one on Madrigal, because the one in Madrigal, it was just in the side of a wall.
Yeah.
Basically. So, and those relic things are basically just pieces of the map to get to that particular installation of Halo. So I'm wondering if they're going to do all 7 rings or just going to do the one ring that they found at the beginning. So I'm very interested in that. Once again, I like the episode overall. They're doing enough to keep me interested and invested. I do like the fact that Kai getting her emotions back made her seem more believable.
That definitely adding Kai being the next emotion person definitely added to it. And so they're setting up everything that you need. And how many more episodes we got?
5 more after this because it's 9 episodes.
Yeah. So also keep that in mind. This is a 9 episode versus Moon Knight that's only 6. Yeah. So they have a little bit more time to stretch things out and set stuff up. Versus 6. 6 you gotta like hit the ground, run. Like we ain't got time.
Yeah. These episodes gotta be tight.
Got no time for filler.
Yeah.
Got it. Come on. Keep it moving.
These episodes have to be tight because we spending way too much money. So
but 9 episodes, you have almost 3 more hours of time to play with in setting stuff up.
Yeah. And because this episode was pretty, tame in comparison to like the first episode where they were just disintegrating people. But in last episode where they just put out wanton violence against children. Yeah, this episode was tame in comparison.
It was more character development, less action.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna see. We're gonna show you who. See, I don't never like it when they point so hard for me disliking somebody. I feel like that's a setup. But when she killed the pig, I was done with her.
It was just one of those situations where I'm like, are they really just trying to make us hate her? Because I'm like, they're doing a good job. Because
like, is there any saving grace to her? Because I don't feel like there is.
Because you know what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna kill the husband, and that's when her humanity is gonna come back. I'm like, no, because I already know this guy's gonna. The way this season is going, I'm like, bruh, they finna Ned Stark you.
Did she put the pellet inside herself? Well, on a lower dose? Because I don't know.
I don't know. But like I said, it's one of those situations where it's just, if you're trying to make me hate her, okay, that's the way the writing going.
Yeah, you've achieved it. Well,
yeah, you achieved it. Because the only way she's gonna probably be able to come back from that is if something happens to either her husband or her child, and that brings her back full. And like I said, I don't really care for the daughter that much either, but I can understand her issue.
Yeah, and it's gonna happen 5 minutes too late. It's gonna be like, whoop.
And from what I'm seeing, I'm just like, that husband is dead.
He gone.
Yeah, he's dead.
He gone.
And that's what's gonna bring them together, and all that stuff. So it's an interesting show. I'll say this, it's an interesting show, and they're doing a very good job, in my opinion, on the effects, and not overdoing it, but doing it just enough to make it believable, in my opinion. So overall, another good episode, Paramount Plus. Y'all did a good job.
Well done.
Your final thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing what are the mystics. I look forward to, John continuing on acting like he don't know that Dr. Halsey's just a filthy liar. He was like, oh, yeah, it's totally in my mind. Yeah. Get out of here with this, bruh. Okay, yeah, but it's totally in my mind. Yeah, I totally trust you.
It's like, can you not tell he don't trust you no more?
Yeah. He was like, but I'll play along, you play along, we all play along. Okay.
So, well, one last thing before we close up. What do you think about Cortana? I'm liking what they're doing with Cortana. I think Cortana's gonna turn on Halsey and not on Chief, though.
Oh yeah, she gonna flip on Halsey quick.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. No. Because she's gonna probably try to tell her to take over Chief, and she ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, she's gonna say no. Nope.
Y'all been telling me to disobey my programming for 3 episodes now. So don't get mad when I do it on my own.
You're like, nope. I don't think that's in the best interest of us right now. Sorry, but no.
Yeah. So because once again, I like what they're doing with Cortana. She's actually one of my favorite characters on the show. So hey,
yeah,
good. I like what they're doing with it. So leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think about both those episodes. Are you interested in seeing what happens in Halo? Let me know what you guys think is going to happen, because I think they're going to probably reach at the end of the episode and find the ring in the last episode of the season. So let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen at the end of the Halo season 1, and let me know what you guys are looking forward to with Moon Knight. We really like to hear you guys' thoughts on that. So, Vicky, anything you want to pimp out before we get out of here?
Yeah, as always, check me out, Fangirl Review, Mondays and Wednesdays on Twitch. Fridays is community night. We play a game. We played the Forest. We just beat it, so we might play something else. Or we might play some more Forest and just run around building stuff and having fun. Also, go check out Mama _Fangirl, MAMA_Fangirl on Twitch. That is my mom. We are going to have her start really streaming. She has a headset now, so yep.
Oh, sweet. Okay, got to make sure I do that then. Don't forget podcast tonight. Wing the podcast, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We some funny stuff happened this week, so crew's gonna give their thoughts on it. This should be interesting. And just check out our channels and everything like that. Got some changes coming pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Next week, episodes 4 of Moon Knight and 5 of Halo. So be here next Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you then. Peace out, peoples.